Hi, Capricorn. Thank you for being patient with your reading for the second half of March. I really appreciate it. I was going to do it yesterday, but my Wi-Fi decided to stop working, so today it is. I don't really want to get too much into the planets. One of the big things I do want to tell you is that Mars is moving from Sagittarius into Capricorn this weekend. And we talked about you being really lucky in the first half of March, and I feel like that's going to be rolling over into the second half of March, but there might be some stumbling points. So I don't really feel like you guys want to be lectured right now, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to lecture you. I feel like there are some things that you have been trying to walk away from, and that you keep kind of looking back at and really wanting to fix that aspect of your life, but you can't quite get a handle on it. The Seven of Swords. If you feel like you can't quite fully walk away from a situation just yet, I think that Mars in Capricorn is really going to help. I also think Jupiter going retrograde is really going to help. And that because you'll be able to look within, you know, judgment. I feel like it's time for you guys to decide what to do in a situation. You would think that with Saturn, you know, we talked about how, like, with some Capricorns, it doesn't feel like Saturn's lessons are, like, you're not reaping the rewards of Saturn's lessons while they were in Sagittarius. But did you really learn them? Or are you saying, yeah, I learned my lessons? If you're going back to situations that you needed to walk away from while Saturn was in Sagittarius, the universe is telling you right now, no. If there are things that you are blindly walking through, situations that the universe tried to pull you away from while Saturn was in Sagittarius for 2.5 years, and yet you kept going back and back and back, Saturn's not going to let that happen anymore, because Saturn wants to gift you. Saturn wants to give you all of the presents you desire, and when I say that, it doesn't necessarily mean that Saturn's going to give you the relationship with the person that you want. It's going to give you a relationship with a person that is right for you. Because often there are things that we think that we want in our life and things that we want in our life, but we go the opposite direction of what the universe wants us to do because we think that we know best. So that is what Saturn is going to do while it's in Capricorn. It's either going to give you your blessings. There you are, the Queen of Pentacles. Give you your blessings after you learned your lessons, or it's going to make it really hard. Because if you keep going back to something that you were supposed to spiritually grow from, being in your 12th house, right? If you go back to something that is not serving you in your life, you're going to have to learn it all over again. Three of Pentacles, King of Wands. If you're moving forward and you're rebuilding after Saturn came in and shook everything up for you, and now you're rebuilding, possibly have a fire sign in your life, I feel like you may have the tendency to want to turn around and look back in your past to see if you did miss something. I feel like the ones that the Capricorns that have moved forward and have left the things behind, and they are now accepting Saturn's gifts, I feel like those are the ones that are not looking back. If you are a Capricorn and this was kind of slow going for you, and you still keep turning around, you are definitely feeling stuck. Either with a fire sign or with growth and movement and really knowing the direction that you want to go in. But I want to tell you that the universe has been guiding you through this. And if you're not hearing the call, if you're not moving forward in directions that feel good, that make you feel good, if you're not pushing forward in a way, because Mars in Capricorn with Saturn in Capricorn, both direct, that is like work, right? And it's going to come in strong and it's going to come in fast. And the universe isn't going to allow for anything less than the best. Ace of Cups. And this could be work on the work front, or in the home front, or in a relationship, or wherever it falls into your life. I just want you to I don't want you to deceive yourself and go back to a past that is like an illusion. It's not there anymore. Move forward. Push forward. Go forward. Right? Ace of Cups. This is a big gift. So don't sit the Hanged Man. You could have a Pisces in your life. But this is also really needing to look at things in a different perspective. And not being stuck in the same old thought process of Ten of Swords, thinking that it's just going to be devastating. If I don't turn around and go back and either help this person or try and figure this out, you know, if I don't do that, it's going to be totally devastating. But if I do that, maybe it'll be totally devastating. I don't know. Ten of Swords is in your thought process, and this is the cycle that's ending. This is the Ten of Swords. Everything's going to be totally devastating. Thought process is ending. You don't have to think like that anymore, because Saturn is here to gift you. And if you don't feel like you're getting the gifts, that's because you haven't learned the lesson, and it's getting harder and harder and harder for you to understand why you're not moving forward. The Moon. What are those things in your life that you're still kind of like keeping to yourself? Because I feel like, you know, you want this Ace of Cups, but you're thinking, no, I'm not going to get that. It's going to be totally devastating with a fire sign possibly, or an earth sign. This could be another earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or another Capricorn. But under the light of the moon, you're keeping something to yourself. And it doesn't have to be a secret per se, but you're not opening up to people. And I kind of feel like the reason why you're not opening up and you're not kind of showing your emotions to people or telling people how you feel, it's because you think in your mind it's going to turn out worse than it really will be. The Ten of Swords is just a thought. It's just a thought. It doesn't have to be real. That's where we always think things are going to go. Could have, this fire sign could be a Leo. Strength. But you also need to understand that the universe has been guiding you through this, and you really do have the strength to open up and feel, you know? I feel like you guys need to open up and feel. And if you're already feeling that push of Mars going into Saturn, you're not opening up and feeling because you're working your ass off right now. And I totally get that. Chariot, there it is, 10 of Wands, working your ass off. and you know the direction that you are working your ass off, but you also don't want to be alone while you're doing it. 9 of Pentacles, the Empress, the 9 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. Page of Cups is at the bottom of the deck, and then you guys are underneath there. There's a lot of people here. So different aspects of the same person, or you're dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. We have all of the signs here. Somebody's dealing with a lot of people. And it doesn't have to be a relationship. This could be at work. But what I'm seeing here is the burden of moving forward. While you're working really, really hard, you feel like you're doing it alone. And I want to tell you to kind of empower yourself. Because if you feel like somebody, possibly a water sign or an air sign, has kind of put you on the outside of things, I feel like that's an illusion to you. You know, it's like at one point you were really working towards moving in one direction, and now you're kind of feeling all alone. But I want you to empower yourself, and you're like, I don't really want to have to beg for affection, so I'm going to put myself out. And then we have the Devil here. I feel like you guys have been in such a state of what next that when you see the what next, it's kind of unbelievable. It's like, I'm not really sure. I don't really know what I'm building up to. I know I'm building towards something. 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. I know I'm building to something, and I know I'm working really hard to do it. Why am I not seeing anything out of it? Well, there's something that you're not catching from the universe. There's a way to empower yourself without looking back into the past. If you feel like your life is stagnant right now and things are not moving forward, there is something you need to leave behind. If you've been begging for affections from a water sign or an air sign and it's kind of not making you feel so good, I feel like these people or this person you need to walk away from it. Could be a Pisces here. I feel like this is something you need to walk away from. Truthfully, if you're having to beg for affection, or open up and say something. Really empower yourself and say, this is what I truly want. 9 of Cups. This is what I truly want. I want you to ... Because instead of burying yourself in your work and being overburdened by the whole thing, build up that strength. Because all's not going to be lost. If you fully empower yourself and follow the universe and not look in your past, like, what if it all goes to shit? Really build yourself up towards that, right? I know you guys are working really, really hard. And I know that once Taurus season hits, you guys are one of the signs that will really benefit from Uranus going into Taurus in May. So a couple of months, keep your head above water. I know, the lessons of Saturn, it's really fun, right? Make sure we're learning them. And I warned everybody before Saturn even moved into Capricorn. It's time. It was time to make sure that you had learned all of your lessons, right? Because I didn't want it to be hard for you. I didn't want it to be totally devastating. And now, if you're going back into the past, that's what's going to happen. Things will be devastating, and that's the last thing. So make sure you're opening yourself up to the possibilities. Really empower yourself. Let your wishes and desires come to you. Shut it down if you have to. Shut whatever you have to shut down, shut it down. I know, easier said than done, right? I've been there. I've been to where I've had to shut things down. I wish the best for all of you. Have a wonderful, wonderful March, and I will see you guys in April. If you want to have a personal reading, check out the InstantGo app, or go to my website, fearlessintuition.net. All of my services are 10% off until the end of March. Use the code NOFEAR, N-O-F-E-A-R. There's no space in between, just no fear. And you'll get 10% off of all of my services. Have a beautiful and wonderful March, you guys. I love you. Bye.